Hello, I'm Pam,
And I'm John.
and we're not done yet, right?
You bet you we're not done yet.
And we hope you're not done yet either, which is part of the reason we're doing these videos and sharing and talking to you tonight, Friday night. And the topic we wanted to talk about tonight was living apart together. Is that right?
That's correct. L.A.T.
This smart person told me about that because that's what we're doing, is we're living apart together. We have separate apartments. Luckily, we're just 100 or so feet apart. But we have our own space and our time for privacy and all the other good things that come along with living alone. But we are lucky enough to be in a relationship together, and we're just almost right next door. Huh?
That's correct. And some of the benefits are that this is kind of the new. I started hearing about it about 5-6 years ago from a story in one of the New York papers or magazines, and it was going on in New York where these couples that had lived together for quite a few years in some of the fancy downtown New York apartments or condominiums, they decided that they would live apart. You know, they were still in love and they weren't looking for another partner or anything. They didn't want a divorce, but they just wanted a little more privacy and a little more freedom. So one of the partners or husbands or wives would stay in the existing apartment, and then the other one would rent another apartment within a close distance, maybe 5-6 blocks in New York, and they would set up separate living arrangements, but they would still see each other on a regular basis, and it worked. Living apart together, yeah, and they some of the benefits was that it gave them a little more time for privacy. You know, you live with someone for 25 to 40 years, and sometimes you want to be alone a little bit, and this is an opportunity for that, and you each have your own hobbies. Like Pam likes to paint. She's a good painter, and I like to do a lot of different things. I like to read, and I have about 250 DVDs that I watch once in a while, and it's just kind of nice to be alone. And then when you get together, you really appreciate the togetherness too. Uh, it's the kind of the thrill of seeing each other after hours of being apart. That's what I wrote down here, and it's you appreciate each other more. And
And I think living apart together, which is what all that's called, L.A.T, it looks different for different people. I know I have good friends and they're married, but they live apart, across town from each other. One of them travels a lot. The other one is a little bit older. They're senior citizens too. And so she stays home while her wife goes and travels all the time. But they have just as strong and meaningful a relationship as anyone does in their own private spaces. And sort of like us, we have different styles about how we decorate our places. Mine is full of too much stuff and cluttered with antiques. And John likes a more minimalist, sleek, very high-end look. And so we get to share each other's apartments. We have basically two homes, but we each have one that we can go home to at night and have private time and read or listen to music or go to sleep early or stay up late or whatever we want.
Yeah, you can kind of have time to do your own thing without any interruptions. And the old saying that absence makes the heart grow fonder, I've found to be true.
Yeah.
Even absence for a few hours, 4 or 5 hours, I really appreciate it when we get together again after
Yeah.
that time. And we still stay overnight at each other's places once in a while, and have the same amount of intimacy. Uh, when we started out here, we both had spouses, and both of our spouses. My wife was across the street in memory care, and Pam's husband was ill, but he lived here with her, and they both died within, I don't know, within 2 months of each other here. And we knew each other a little bit, but not real well. And so after a while, after about a year, we decided that we really liked each other, and we got together. And at that time, she lived on the second floor here, and I lived on the third floor. It's a 5-story building. And so she moved up to the fifth floor after her husband died, to a little smaller place than they had. And I decided I wanted to live on the fifth floor. It's a top floor. It's got a good view of the surrounding area. So I moved up to the fifth floor. So right now we're both on the fifth floor, and we're only about 100 feet apart. The entrance doors to our apartments are only about 100 feet apart from each other. So we want to see each other. We don't have to put a coat on and go out in the snow and start a car or catch a bus. We just walk out our front apartment door and 100 feet down the hall, and we're together. So it's really a great situation for us, and it's working out very well. It makes us appreciate each other more, I think, when we're not constantly together, and we appreciate, it's just a good thing, and we do have different areas of interest, so we can pursue those when we're alone in our apartments without any interruption. And but we like to get together to watch movies or
Have dinner. We have dinner
have dinner.
several nights a week.
Pam's a
together.
pretty good cook, and I don't like to cook, so we do that. And so sometimes when she's going out to walk the dog, she'll stop by and see if I want to go along with her or not. And sometimes I do, sometimes I don't.
Yeah.
And so it's working out quite well for us.
Yeah, I think it's something for especially people getting together later in life to consider if you can afford it, which we can. I wouldn't mind saving money, but there's no way I would want to give up sort of the sanctuary that I've created for myself, and I think you feel the same way.
Yeah, and we're not, when you live together and you're around each other constantly, I mean, and that's what happens after you retire. You're around each other all the time, and then little things that the other person does can kind of bother you, and it kind of builds until you get really annoyed about something that's really not very important. But when you have these timeouts, they're long timeouts, and you're spending time down at your own apartment, they just don't seem like they're worth even talking about.
Yeah.
And
I was thinking about this today because, I'll pick something out for his apartment, like how to manage his baseball caps. And he'll have great advice for me about getting sanitary little things I can pull out of a jar to wipe off the kitchen counter whenever I need to. So we have different ideas for each other. Some of them are decorating, some of them are food, some of them are just things that we would never do, even though they think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
It goes both ways. I mean, we have lots of ideas for each other, but we have the freedom and the separateness enough to do what we damn well please we're going to do.
Yeah.
And at first it was a little difficult because people had a hard time wrapping their minds around us being really together because we weren't moving in with each other. And when he moved up to the fifth floor, everyone thought, oh, that's because they're moving in together. Well, that didn't happen, and it's not going to happen. But now people seem more, I think, to understand that we really are together, that we are living apart, but we're together. And that makes it, I think, just sort of easier for all the women.
Well, yeah, there are more women than men in the apartment building here. I did notice that when I moved in.
I lucked out, having lost a great one and found a great one.
Oh. Thank you. Ditto.
Anytime. So I guess that's about all for today. And thanks for listening. If you have thoughts about living apart together or living together or anything, share them in the comments.
Yeah, we'd love to hear from you.
Yeah.
And we'll be back. We're trying to keep these little talks limited. First few were kind of long, so we'll keep on trying.
Thanks a lot. We're not out yet. Done yet?
We're not done yet.
Done yet.
Yeah.
We're not done yet.
Okay.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.